So welcome back, it's Lee Charles, the Martial Arts Success Guy. Today's training I want to talk about Google, because quite simply some very dramatic things have happened inside Google or around Google these days in the very last few weeks, few months, that really can make a dramatic difference to your presence online. Okay, so let's look at Google. Google, as it was when it first was created, didn't even have an advertising arm. Can you believe that? In fact, they raised over like $25 million before they made a single penny out of any form of advertising from Google. Amazing story, but absolutely true. That was in the beginning. Because they understood the power about controlling an audience, or as we like to call it, controlling eyeballs. Now, the reason why we're doing this video today is to open your eyes to the tools that Google have available now, because they have changed somewhat dramatically. First of all, there's what's called SERP, Search Engine Report Pages, which is basically the general search that you get. You go to Google, that's why we use it, right? You go to Google, type in anything you want, and then you get an answer to your question. Normal, standard, everybody understands that. Then you have a thing called Google+. Now, Google+ was created, if you like, to compete with Facebook. It is actually a social media platform, virtually the same as Facebook, with a few added and additional benefits. And I'm not going to talk too much about Google+ today, but let me tell you folks, for business owners, Google+ and the Google tools are so much more powerful than Facebook. I'll explain why in just a moment. Next, you have the advertising arm, which is AdWords, and you also have AdSense. I'm not going into that at all today, but you have AdWords, where basically you can place an ad on the side of your listing. So somebody types in a specific keyword term and your ad can show up. Incidentally, we're just working on a product right now. We've been doing some testing, getting some great results using the exact keywords, advertising strategies, cost per click, and we can even run a management campaign in AdWords for you. That's a new program we've got coming out very, very shortly. It's very exciting, by the way. And of course, you only pay per click. You only pay for leads, basically. It's as simple as that. Next, you have Google Places and Google Local. If you haven't figured out already, when you type in, for example, martial arts in New York, you will get a list of martial arts in New York, but not in the natural listing sense. They will pop up as a places on the left-hand column, and you may get a map on the right. So it's now like what's called Google Places or Google Local Plus. So again, there's a shift and there's a change, but another essential part of your marketing strategy should have a good presence with your Google Plus Places account. Then of course, you have Google Pages. Yeah, not to be confused with Places. Google Pages. Now, Google Pages are basically the same as a Facebook fan page, but, and here's the big but, Google have done some very neat things when it comes to communicating with your customers. By the way, quick note here, Facebook have been making some changes in the last few months in the way they're charging you now to distribute news through even to your fan base. You can now pay to distribute news, which basically means they stopped you doing it for free. You now have to pay to distribute a feed or a post to your network. Very interesting, not very nice for us business owners, but nevertheless, everyone's got to make a buck, I guess. And lastly, back to Google and their pages. Pages, of course, is still free. Pages to market to your circles is still free. And there's another benefit as well when you use Google Pages and Google+. Here's the major benefit. Unlike Facebook, where you just can only see that post if you go to Facebook. I know everybody has apps on their phone and all that blah blah blah, but the bottom line is with Google, not only does it allow you to make a post to somebody's Google Plus account, it also gives you an option to click a single button and send them an email with the subject header of your post. Now that's pretty powerful, and I'll explain how this is going to tie in to our subject today of a quick highlight of what Google have announced, their new community platform. Now, Google Communities, right, it goes on, are similar to Facebook groups. You can have secret communities, private groups if you like. You can have obviously open groups and open communities. But just imagine this, again they have the same features that you do with Pages and Google+, which enables you to make a post which gets posted to their Google Plus account. If they have a Gmail account, it may even come up as an instant alert. You will also be able to email these folks with the subject header of your post. Now, I know it's a lot of information, and I hope I'm not confusing everyone here, but the purpose of this video is to wake you up and highlight the importance of using Google and its ancillary tools. Because Google is no longer Google. They have quite frankly become Google. It's gone crazy. It really has. And these tools that they're releasing, and they have released, have been around for some time. Community is very new at the point of shooting this video, and is another incredible tool. Let me give you an example of how you can use Community. If you had all your students in your community, in your Google community on your Plus account, you set up a community, you inload all of your students to it instead of Facebook. The difference is when you want to make an announcement or tell these people that you've got a graduation this Saturday, not only will it post direct to their Google Plus accounts, it will also send them an email. And despite people's use of Facebook, email is one of the better ways to get people to take action as opposed to just using Facebook. Of course, you should be using all those medias. Very easy to tie them all together, and again, that's a service that we do. Now, if you're looking at this mess, nice mess, on the board, and say, Master Charles, how am I supposed to manage all these different things? I've got my pages, I've got my places account. What about AdWords? I've no idea. What about my Google Plus? I don't even know what it is. May not even have one. Now, of course, take your time, get onto Google and do some research. Or alternatively, employ a company like ours to handle it for you. Because that's one of the things that we do as part of our Smart Start program and building your website. All those things and all these things knitted together inside your account. But nevertheless, of course, you still have to be able to use them. So, take an extra hour out of your day and start doing some research on your Google Plus, Google Community and Google Pages account. That's all from me. I hope it's at least just opened your eyes to the possibilities of using one of the most powerful tools. Google has been like the silent, I call it the giant killer, that's enormous and huge and still the most popular search engine. It's been creating these products to compete with Facebook almost in the background. And now they're ready, and now they're alive, and now they're in full effect. And with the changes in Facebook, which makes it for us as business owners harder and harder to communicate with not only our fans, but also our friends, okay, Google is still leaving that door wide open. I'm sure at some point they'll close it, but right now the door is wide open and even allows you to add in the element of email into your post, which is incredibly sexy. That's pretty sad, me saying that an email is sexy, but it is. It just is. Makes it very easy for you to do business and stay in contact with both your team, your associates, your staff, and of course, most importantly, your customers. Well look, that's all from me, Leigh Charles, the Martial Arts Success Guy. Have some fun, play with it, get onto Google, figure out some of these things, and above all, keep training, keep smiling, and we'll see you on the very next video.